Enforcement, like many American industries, is dealing with labor shortages. Police departments all across the country are struggling to fill critical staff positions. And now some local departments are getting creative with who they're trying to recruit. Chief Investigator Lauren Traeger started looking into this after getting some tips that these new ways of thinking could in fact hurt the police department where you live.
I have heard from St. Louis City police officers concerned it might gut their department, but at least one local sheriff tells me they have to look for new ways to recruit and retain good officers, all to keep their community safe.
It's a concern.
Jefferson County Sheriff Dave Marshak says they're facing a recruiting crisis.
The reality is the talent pool has become the talent puddle. And I say that jokingly, but at the same time, we have some serious issues and concerns about our long-term success in recruiting.
He says they're seeing more officers retire and they're struggling to get quality candidates to apply.
We are competing with a workforce. You can go to any position and make more money sometimes and not have the same scrutiny as you do as a police officer.
That's why he announced a new policy, hiring lateral police officers. Traditionally, if an officer came from another department, they'd have to start from the bottom in terms of pay and vacation time. Now, if you have 10 years as a St. Louis City police officer, for example, you'll start with that seniority in Jefferson County.
I think there's probably some criticism in terms of what I'm doing, taking police officers from other organizations, but my responsibility is to the community that I'm sworn to uphold.
And other agencies are considering following suit. A spokesperson for St. Louis County tells News 4, quote, "This is something our department is considering as it could possibly help increase our numbers through recruitment. No official decision or date regarding the matter has been set to make the change."
I think those agencies that don't recognize there's a problem and they don't recognize that a crisis is looming are going to be left behind. Otherwise, they're just going to be left with the ones that nobody else will hire.
Sheriff Marshak says his agency allows officers to take home cars, and they're considering other incentives, too.
Can you give us a preview of any of the other incentives you're considering?
I don't want to spoil it. Look, I think it's a sad reality of where we're at.
Sheriff Marshak says he expects their budget will have to increase to accommodate the higher salaries. He says a brand new police officer starts at $55,000, but lateral officers could make much more, up to $76,000 a year, and get up to 5 weeks vacation. So he says that could be the difference maker in getting the best and brightest officers in uniform. For News 4 Investigates, I'm Lauren Traeger.